Hi guys, welcome back. I am Stu and this is Millenium Mines on Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic. Convert a large abandoned mine from a tourist attraction into a theme park. Objective: to have at least 800 guests in your park at the end of October, year 3, with a park rating of at least 600. Okay, so we're charging for admission, so therefore all the rides that we place are going to be free. Let's see what rides we've got to begin with. We've got a train, we've got a couple of gentle rides, a lot of water rides, a few coasters, a couple of thrill rides, and some shops. Okay, and a toilet. So first thing I'm going to do then, I'm going to go all in on shops and stalls, and then as soon as we finish that, then I think I'm going to go into researching either gentle rides or thrill rides. I'm going to put the money up ready. I think 40 is a nice price I like to start at. Guests won't come into the park at this stage because the park isn't worth £40 entrance fee. But that's fine, because I don't want any to come into the park at the moment, and then as soon as we've built up enough rides to justify the £40 price tag, guests will start coming in. So there's not really much here at the moment. There's a train running around the park, so I'll get rid of that. I'll get rid of the paths, and then we'll start building. Okay, so we've got rid of all the guests, we've got rid of the train, we got rid of most of the scenery. Let's have a look. I think what I'm going to do then, I am going to even up this land here, and then what I'll do is I'll start building rides then at the bottom, and then at some stage I want to work my way up maybe onto here. So I'll build some rides around this area here, maybe have some shops, and then I'm going to work my way up. I think that's a nice maybe a nice slope to work my way up onto, and then from this stage then I've got a nice area to play some paths down. I can put some more rides either side, and then work my way down then here, and then expand then down into this section of the park. But at the moment all I'm going to do is concentrate on flat rides, shops and paths. We've got mining scenery already unlocked, so it'd be nice to use some of what we've got, even if it is something as simple as a sign there to put across the exit. So I'm going to open the rides as and when I do them. At some stage, like this guy now, let's have a look, Birdie, he's probably going to come up and he's going to say £40. Nope. There you go, he turned around. He's not thinking anything, but he was saying nope, he ain't having any of that. But at some point they are going to start paying. We've got 3 rides, a drink stall, a chip stall and an information kiosk, and that's not enough to tempt Dan N in. Okay, we'll keep on building. It's September year 1. I've just realised I have made a huge rookie mistake. I'd forgotten to open the park, so I've just opened the park. The first guest has come in. So yeah, we've built the first area down here. Got some gentle rides, then we got the thrill rides then starting here. Just built a go-kart, so I was expecting that to be the ride that tipped it, but then no one came in, and then I double checked and I realized I'd forgotten to open it. So that's fine. We've got 2 more years to get 800 guests, so we should do that quite easily. But yeah, just a bit of a tip: if you have closed your park, double check that you've reopened it again. Duh. Okay, we're into March year 2, so I'm just working on the next phase of the expansion of the park. I've put my research into roller coasters. Let's see what we got already. So we've got a few already, but I put my money into roller coasters so we can get some more, and then so from this section of the park then I can use this then for building coasters, We can start maybe something cheap and cheerful until the guests start really coming through the gates, and then I don't know, we'll see what we got then. But yeah, we're doing all right. We've got a year and a half to go. 600 guests needed. Shouldn't be a problem. If I hadn't have forgotten to open the gates, we'd probably be at least halfway there. It is October year 2. I've just built 6 looping coasters at the back of the park. So 3 pairs of mirrored rides. So these are helping, even though it is pay entry and free rides, these help bring the cash in because they've all got on-ride photos. They will show up in shop sales. So there you go. It's an extra £1,800 a month, mainly through on-ride photos. And they are proving quite busy. So this one here, Saturn 5, really is the greatest thing. Full queue. Once they're in a queue, even if it starts raining, they're committed to joining that queue. So I've just unlocked a spiral slide. So that tells me all the shops have been unlocked. So I think I'm gonna see if I can unlock any more thrill rides. Maybe coasters, I don't know. Yeah, so we've got a year to go. We've got over 800 guests, which is the objective target. Park rating is up on maximum. They are complaining that there's no toilets. I haven't built any toilets. If they get so desperate that they're going to wet themselves, then they can always go home, and then they can be replaced by another guest. We're still losing guests into limbo. So look, every now and then, yeah, there you go, there's like another couple. So they come through the gate, they pay their £40, and then they disappear. So then the game has to then put another few guests on to replace those, and so on. So without that glitch, we'd be on a lot more than 900 something guests. And obviously if I'd have remembered to open the park up for the first summer, we'd be on a lot more again. But no, we're doing really well money wise. We're starting to make some tidy profit, enough to pay for the rides. I don't want to go for anything massive at this stage, just enough to keep the money ticking in so that we've got enough to continue building. So from here now, I've built down here, so that brings me nicely to this point. And I think from here then we could probably build back down towards this way. Maybe then have a path coming from here up to the top, and then from here I don't know what we can do then. Maybe we could even fill it in with water and just build loads of water rides. I don't know, that's something for another year, or if we don't get time, that's something we can do after we complete the objectives. So as of October year 2, we have completed the objective. We just need to wait until October year 3 before we get the final say so. It is May year 3, and you are invited to the opening of my new coaster. I'll just change the color of the supports to stop it blending into the background. There you go, we can see it better now. I'm calling it Moby. It is a Mobius coaster, meaning it's one complete loop. So the cars that start in one station will finish at a different station. Quite good stats. Very quick ride. On a park where you pay for the ride, this will make a lot of money. Obviously this is a pay entry park, but I did figure we'd need a standout ride. We get tons of cheap and cheerful looping coasters, so it's nice to have something that'll fire the guest's imagination. When I built this in a sandbox, and I tested it, and it was giving me 8s, and then I built it here and it was giving me 4s. So I toggled the chain lift up and down in order to reset it, and then when it tested again it came in at 8s. So I'm not sure what that's about. Just looking at it, I figure it's closer to an 8 than a 4, but who knows. Okay, so I've built paths all the way down here. I've got a couple of top spins and a spiral slide just to use up some space. I've got space here for another couple of coasters, and I figure I'll extend the path all the way down. I do still like the idea of filling this area with water, so I might do that, and I think that this coaster would look even better if it was over water, but I don't know if I'm going to have time for that. So I'm going to crack on building, and I'll see you later on. It is October year 3, just a few more weeks now until the end of the scenario. The scenario objective is 800 guests and a park rating of 1600. Park rating is maximum, and we're just about to hit 1500 guests in the park. Now, when I first started the park, I got rid of the train that was here. I got rid of the scenery, and I leveled off some of the land at the beginning here. Put a little slope up there. Now, that slope up seems to have produced a bit of a glitch in the game. And what's happening is that you see there, every now and then a few of the guests are falling through the floor, and then they're falling down, and then they disappear. So they pay the money at the gate, so they give me £40, thank you very much, I'm coming into your park, and then they fall through a crack in the stairs, never to be seen of again. Maybe they've gone to a better place. I don't know. Could there be a better place than my park? Who can say? Right. So we also forgot to open the park then. I set the price at £40 to begin with, and my reason for that is that when we first started the park, we only had whatever rides I was building, so we'd have a carousel, a haunted house, etc. Now, really, for that sort of rides, you could get away. The most you could get away with is probably about £10. But I don't want people paying £10 to get into the park. I'd rather have nobody in the park, and then as soon as the park's good enough, they'll start paying and coming in. I've also got no toilets in the park, as you can see from the warning. But there, they can't find any because there's none here. Again, the reasoning for that is that if they get so desperate to go to the toilet that they need to wet themselves, then they should leave, and then the game will send some more people down the path to come in. So when you're playing a game where you pay entry and free rides, you can adapt your strategy slightly. So I built these gentle rides, and we've got a twist here. I built a seating area, some food stalls, and then I built this ramp up then, and then we started building some thrill rides. So we've got a pair of pirate ships, a pair of swinging ships, and a go-kart track. Built a launched freefall there, set the downward mode, and just underground next to it I've got a couple of, just in the middle there, got a couple of simulation rides. From there then we got up to this nice flat-ish area. I flattened it off, and then I've used this then to build a load of looping coasters. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of looping coasters. Cheap and cheerful. Each one of these rides probably only cost maybe 4,000-5,000, maybe a bit more because they're so high up off the ground, so you're having to pay for the extra supports. But in a park where you're paying to come in and then all the rides are free, you don't want to be paying too much for a one ride, simply because, as you can see, there you go, they're not, even with the on-ride photo, sometimes they're losing money. And then from there, then I built this section here where we've got a couple of top spins and a spiral slide at the bottom. And then was there something else I forgot to mention? Oh yeah, this Mobius racing wooden coaster. I'm particularly happy with this. Quite high stats. There they go in. There they go. So watch now. The yellow is came out of the right hand station, and the orange came out of the left hand station. And then the yellow has gone into the left hand station and the orange has gone into the right hand station. That's because it's one complete track. If you look in the ride stats, it shows you that there's a ride time of 38 and 37 seconds. That's, and then a length underneath that. So that's half, one half and the other half. So that's pretty cool. I'm very, very happy with that. High throughput. It's over 4,000 guests. And we've completed the scenario with a park rating of 430,000. That's not bad. Ooh. And there you go. So we've completed the scenario. It's quite easy scenario, really. There's a lot of space in the scenario. There's not a lot to delete at the beginning. I think the fact that a lot of the guests coming through the gate are falling through the floor, never to be seen of again, and the game is then generating more people to replace those. That has helped, but I can't see any problems people would have with this scenario, providing they go cheap and cheerful with the rides and keep all the guests happy. But, I'm gonna continue playing because I would like maybe to redevelop this whole area and turn it from what is essentially a massive hole in the ground into something that looks quite pretty. So I'm going to crack on building. I'll see you in a bit. Welcome to the future. Okay, so I've played on a couple of years. Haven't done a huge amount, to be honest. I did bring the water up to this section, fill this whole area with water. That took a huge amount of cash to do that. Let's scroll back, see if I can see any of the terraforming costs. Will it go? No, it won't let me go back that far. But there was some months I was spending I don't know, maybe 20,000 a month, and it would have been more if I had more. So yeah, I've decorated the area with a few water jets. We've got this Mobius coaster up to 8.82. I've built a couple of mine coasters here, 6.76 and 7.14. So these are pretty cool. Let's just watch them go around. This Mobius coaster in the background, there's some issues with that, I'm not sure. Oh, there you go, he's finally there. Synchronization isn't brilliant, but I do like the ride. And then over in this corner I've got a small river rapids ride. Not very exciting, it's because it's quite short and it doesn't have that many drops, but then I was limited the space. We could always build another elsewhere in the park. I built a path running around the side. I haven't really done much else because the raising the water took so much money. One thing I did have to do was get rid of the spiral slide that was in this corner, because the path came all the way down. So we got the path here, and the entrance then is just there. Guests who were wanting to leave the park were all congregating in this area here because they couldn't find their way back to the start. So I connected this path up to the exit of the haunted house, and then that then leads them down to here. It's a one-way. There's a one-way sign here, no entry sign, so guests can't go up, but they can come out. So that's solved that issue. So yeah, that's all I've done really, and that took ages to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is I will continue playing it, and maybe sometime in the future I might show it off. But one thing I'd like to do is I might get rid of these. I'll get rid of these looping coasters, and then I think I would rebuild some of them, turn them 90 degrees, and to have them then sideways leading up. You could probably get 2 or 3 up this way, and then like a plaza then down the middle, and then maybe another few then to the side, and then that would free up this massive space here. Maybe even cover this in water as well, and then we could have some maybe water rides, a lot more exciting coasters, something along the lines of this sort of scale, and then perhaps a monorail or something would be nice connecting it. But that's just something for the future maybe. So who knows, maybe I'll come back and revisit this another day. But until then, I am Stu, and if you enjoyed watching the video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!